Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the New Vision Podcast. We are your hosts, Christian
and Jordan,
and this is episode 20.
Episode 2-0.
We've done it. We've hit the big 2-0. One more, and our episodes will be legally allowed to drink.
Yes, they are. Go crazy.
So we have a few things to talk about. We didn't do the episode that we released last Monday was actually the episode that was recorded the Saturday before or the Sunday before, one of the two.
Yes.
So we didn't do an episode talking about the Super Bowl or anything. We were actually we were basically visiting our parents for the so he was visiting his dad, I was visiting my dad for the entirety of the Super Bowl. And so I'm not a sports guy, like, at all. I don't really care about sports, but the Super Bowl is a big event that everybody cares about. And I'm one of those people that honestly, my favorite part of the Super Bowl is the commercials. I like the halftime show every now and then too.
Yeah, the halftime show this time was actually really stupid.
I wouldn't say it was stupid. It was just, I think they were very limited with what they could do due to COVID. But
I just thought it wasn't really.
I didn't think it was anything great personally, but mainly because I couldn't even hear what. For anyone that doesn't know, The Weeknd performed, and I couldn't hear what he was singing most of the time until he got into that little gold room.
Yeah.
And I liked that because I could actually hear what he was singing better. I was like, okay, that's better. But and look, I understand the theming of however it was very in line with the aesthetic of his new record and all that. That's all well and good. That's fine. I understand that. That's good. But he just, I don't know. It was.
It was. It wasn't my favorite halftime. No. Now, last halftime with, what was it, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira?
That's right.
There you go.
If you can't imagine why two men in their 20s might have liked that halftime show, I'll give you a few hints.
Jeez.
But no, yeah. That honestly, that was a good show though, and I was impressed with their actual, like, how they could move, because they weren't lip syncing, they were actually singing. I was really impressed because they were actually singing while doing all this dancing and different things. Oh, and one of the things they were doing too was they were legitimately pole dancing, which I know a lot of people hear that and they'll immediately think strippers. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine about this the other day that I think I don't think that pole dancing is, like, inherently a sexual thing. I think it's a very cool, like, acrobatic thing, but unless you're doing it in a way that is, like, supposed to be sexual and you're, like, scantily clad and stuff, which, in all fairness, these women were. But generally speaking, I don't think it's necessarily I will say, though, for the age that both of them were, especially, god damn, like, they still rocked it.
They're two both pretty attractive ladies.
Yes, but we're not talking about last year's Super Bowl. We're talking about this year's Super Bowl. So, all in all, it was kind of underwhelming, I would say. I mean, you literally had where it was the Chiefs. They had like 6-9 points, I think, one of those. And then it was literally the Bucs like, all right, fuck it, you're done. You're not getting any more. That's it. Hope you enjoyed those 9 because we're taking the rest. And they did. And they just... But, okay, I'm going to air my grievances with football. American football. Because, of course, in the rest of the world, they call what we call soccer football. But, okay, so I have a few things to say about this. I found it very boring because what I noticed was... the entire time, every time they're making these quote-unquote plays, they're having to take turns. So they're literally doing this thing where it's like, okay, they hike the ball, and someone like goes to pass it or whatever they're doing, something happens for like 5 seconds, and then boom, they're like, all right, stop, and the timer stops and everything. It's like, what the fuck? So, like, the timer will be at, like, 11 minutes and 12 seconds, and then they'll do a play, and it'll go to, like, 11 minutes, 9 seconds, and they're done. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was, like, 3, 5, whatever seconds, and you're already done. So, all the stop and go, I personally hated. It was really boring to watch. I would rather watch something more fluid, like like basketball or hockey or soccer, actually, or football, as the rest of the world calls it, or anything else. Hell, baseball, golf. Because at least with baseball and golf, honestly, at least with baseball and golf, those two games make sense as to why you're taking turns. Now. But again, going back to the actual game, I did like the commercials. I had a few favorites. My main favorite was the one with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, where they were doing a parody of "Wasn't Me" by Shaggy, where Mila's eating these Cheetos, and Ashton's like, "Did you eat the Cheetos?" And she's like, "Wasn't me." And you literally have, you have, I don't know if it's Shaggy or the guy that played in the song with him, but you have the guy that did like the verses in "Wasn't Me," where he's, they're doing the bits of the song. It's great. It's a really great music video. If you want to look up like Cheetos "It Wasn't Me" commercial or something like that, Cheetos Super Bowl commercial "Wasn't Me" something. It was good. Yeah, but that was pretty, like, that was the big, I love that song, personally, and I really like that it was a funny commercial. I like it, especially because at the end she's like, "Wasn't me," and he's like, "Oh, okay," and Shaggy's like, "Well, that's the first time that ever worked." But it was good, I liked that, and I didn't really care for much of anything else having to do with the game. What about you, Jordan? How did you? I mean, you made some money off of it, so that's good.
Yeah. Put that away in my checking account. But I mean, I'm not really a big like football junkie to where I am keeping track of all the players and all their stats and all these IVs and AVs and whatever else.
I don't even know what any of those mean.
Yeah,
those words mean.
Friggin' me neither, man. But I'm not a big football junkie. I mean, I watch it because my mom is in all of these fantasy football leagues, these legit leagues. Okay. All these things where she gets money if she wins first place or second place. Mm-hmm. And my dad too. He's in all. My mom and dad are both in all these big fantasies. Sure. Which if you win first or second place, you get like 2K, 3K, 4K in cash. It's great. But I mean, there was one commercial. I forgot what it was. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was Alexa. Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it where the woman's like, "Oh, I wish it was in a." They were like, "Oh, it couldn't. There's not a better vessel this voice could be in." And she's like, "I can think of one."
And it goes to Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And his eyes are doing the blue.
They're
ring.
Blue. Yeah.
That was funny. Me. So at our at his place there was a whole group. I think there was 20 of us, and out of all 20 of us. The only people that saw that commercial was me and my dad. Oh. Okay. Everyone else was talking on their phone, doing whatever.
The commercials were the only thing I paid attention to. I didn't care about anything else.
Me and my dad saw that commercial, and we literally, for some reason, we were done. We were laughing our heads off.
Yeah. It was good.
And we were looking at each other like, "Oh my god, that was so funny." And we looked around at other people. And we're like, did you guys see what commercial was on? No. All of them, no. So I guess we're the only two that saw. Yeah, we were the only. Ooh, excuse me. We were the only two that saw. Mm-hmm. But it was that was by far. And I'm not really into NFL football commercials, Super Bowl commercials. All that.
Well,
but that commercial was great.
I'll tell you why. why I am into those commercials. That is the billions of dollars go into just those commercials. Oh. So historically, they are known as being either really funny. Something about them is going to make them like
stick out.
Right. So normally the things that they'll use is they'll either use humor, sex appeal, or actually those are really the two ones that I really know they use, because you can do, and I even did before I saw this show. You can find compilations of like funniest Super Bowl commercials, sexiest Super Bowl commercials, banned Super Bowl commercials, things like that. So it's just that something is really special about the commercials from Super Bowl, especially. And I never even see commercials anymore because I have like premium for everything. Yeah. I don't even see ads anymore. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. But the Super Bowl, like it's just interesting how they do. That's where we got great commercials like the one where the dude there's this famous one where the guy is having Doritos, and this woman he's with or whatever like seems to really like Doritos, so he goes into his room, puts a bunch of Doritos on his crotch, and the woman just looks at the camera like, hey, and with like a smirk on her face, and then it cuts. Stupid things like that, funny and things have been done, and these commercials are just like notorious for having for being funny and being memorable. And I think that's where there was this commercial where this kid was it was advertising some kind of car, and this kid was like in a Darth Vader outfit, and he was like, he thought he was using the Force when the garage door was opening, and it was like the dad or mom opening the garage door so the car could come out. And it was a cute commercial. So like there's these funny, funny, cute, sexy, whatever. These things that's normally how they get people's attention with these kind of and they're normally really good. They're very creative normally, and they're a big part of American culture, as weird as it is kind of to say. But also, I wanted to point out the other versions of the Super Bowl and the other versions of football that exist. There's the Puppy Bowl on Animal Planet, which is always adorable.
Yes.
Always adorable. There's Lingerie Football, which I'm not the biggest fan of because
I've never heard of that.
It's not, I don't know how... I figure this is a thing everyone knew that it was a joke. It's this football where women are like... Oh. They're not in... It's weird, though, because it's like it's lingerie... But
they basically play football in lingerie.
But, no, well, kind of. But they're actually playing football, and they actually have, like... They have shoulder pads, and they have, like, knee guards and all these...
Stupid.
I know, it's weird. And I'm not the biggest fan of it because
that's pointless. Like,
I agree, they're basically in like regular uniforms, except it cuts off at like the midriff, and like they have like it's weird because they have like they're wearing lingerie, but they have like shoulder pads and it's a weird, and they have helmets and stuff of course too. But it's a really stupid. Weird. Yeah, it's not really my cup of tea. I looked into it and I was like, oh, this could actually be pretty cool, pretty hot, whatever. I don't care for it personally, but I found out there is this thing called the kitten bowl, like the puppy bowl. There's the kitten bowl, and it was fucking adorable. I looked into it, and I was like, oh my god, that's because what it is.
That's so cute.
The puppy bowl and the kitten bowl, they're all like pre-recorded, obviously, but like you have. Like it was you could tell like they had a little string on a football, but a cat would like bat a ball and the football would just great. On the string be like going over. I'd be like, oh my god, that's just so adorable.
That is cute.
I loved it.
I'd pay tickets to go see that for Rose.
Yeah. Oh my god, you want to talk about tickets? It was like 25,000 tickets.
I know. They were insane
for the nosebleeds. It's like $25,000 for the worst seats you could have even gotten. And speaking of which, by the way,
jeez, man,
we're from Tampa. We're from Tampa, Florida. We live in Tampa, Florida. And all the roads were like blocked off and different things for the game. Like you couldn't really go anywhere, do anything the night of the game. It was yeah. Oh, and then the bad thing that happened though was like right after the Bucks won, was people celebrated without masks in the streets of Tampa, and fucking COVID, I'm sure, got spread again. And like, yay! Oh god. Speaking of which, good news about COVID.
Yes.
Vaccine's on the way. In fact, I saw a statement from Dr. Fauci saying we should expect people to be everybody to start getting vaccinated by April. That's 2 months away, guys. Fucking. Now, here's the problem. There are new strands of COVID being found and all these different things happening. So, they're going to have to keep developing more versions of the vaccine, and we're probably going to have to keep getting other vaccines. I don't know how long it's going to be before we can have to stop wearing masks and different things. But I'm sure there are going to be some idiots that are like, well, I got the vaccine, so I should be fine. It's like, well, you got the vaccine for this strand, but you because you idiots... The reason, by the way, real quick, that it has mutated into other forms, stronger forms, is because we gave it so long to do that in the first place.
You literally...
Like, that's a big...
Trump.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, 100%. Which, he is... I'm not sure if he's officially getting impeached yet. I know we found that article where it said that the Supreme Court or whatever was trying... Or Mitch McConnell was trying to acquit him. But I'm pretty sure... I could be... Let me find out real quick. Make sure what the word acquit means. I'm pretty sure acquitted... If someone's acquitted, it means they're, like, pardoned, basically.
Oh, okay.
Let me find
out. Yeah, I didn't really know what that meant. I just quit. But, yeah, 2 months away.
Yeah, free someone from a criminal charge by a verdict, make them not guilty. So, yeah, if they, yeah, that's what I was saying. If he's acquitted, I don't even know what to fucking say about it. But, yeah.
Yeah, 2 months away, man. 2 months away.
We should. Oh my god.
And then hopefully we can go out in public.
I can't wait.
Without a mask.
I know. I can't wait.
Because I want to see people's whole faces.
I do too.
I don't want to see them from like the center of their nose up. I want to see the whole face.
The whole face.
The whole face.
The whole face.
I want to see your crooked teeth. your 2 teeth on top and your 1 tooth on the bottom.
I do think, though.
Not really, because that's nasty. But
I do think, though, this should be something that we keep doing when we're sick in general. Because this is something, if you've ever seen the way that this idea kind of came from, or at least it was heavily, oftentimes I at least have seen in... here living in Florida, when Asian, especially Japanese or even Chinese, but generally speaking, when someone of Asian descent tends to be sick, you'll see them wearing a mask.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a very common practice in Asian countries.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have that practice, but I think it'd be great. Because imagine if instead of having to cover your mouth all the time, you just wore a mask that did it for you. You didn't have to worry about someone, and then you're touching things after you got shit on your hand or whatever, like... Yeah, and then you're like, yeah. So, like, what if instead we just wear masks when we're sick? In fact, I mean, if you think about it, even the sick icon, the sick emoji...
has a mask.
And it's been that way before COVID. So, like...
Prophesizing.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
It was in the emoji the whole time.
Listen, you say that, you're gonna... I'm sure there are conspiracy people that believe it. I'm sure they're Did you know... Okay, real quick. There's this... there's this congresswoman named Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's fucking terrible. She's been wearing masks and stuff that say, like, stop the steal, censored, all this different stupid shit. She's very pro-Trump. She literally believes in, I kid you not, Jewish space lasers, like a Jewish space station with lasers that, caused the forest fires in California last year, 2 years ago now, in 2019, and are in some way responsible for 9/11. she believes in this Jewish space station.
What?
And she's a fucking congresswoman. And she believes in this crazy conspiracy theory. It's like, Jesus Christ, woman. So yeah, our fucking Congress people. This is what our last office, what is it called? Administration. This is what our last administration brought us, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking crazy people like this woman.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just not. Just.
It's bad.
I'm just not even gonna say anything.
Yeah.
It's just. Jewish cheese, man. Like, okay, and I was just telling you a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, when we were on that little break.
You didn't need to mention that.
No, but so anyways, the whole Jewish laser
thing. It's going to be
thing,
such a smooth transition, and you had to go and mention it. Go on.
Like the Jewish laser, man. That's like saying when you go to bed at night, every single piece of food in your refrigerator, grows arms and legs, comes to life, and they all walk around and play video games with each other.
Well, listen.
That's the level of stupidity.
Well, no, listen. I think that's completely valid, and I'll tell you why. I've woken up with my fridge just slightly open. What other possible explanation could there be?
A little elf.
I know, it's fucking crazy.
But
I don't know, man.
It's just like, oh yeah, and I'm freaking Michael Jackson's brother.
I don't know how that relates, but
no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These people are crazy. Like, I don't. The reality is, like, they are literally living.
That's who's running our country.
Well, but they're literally living in a different, like, existence than us. They live in a different world.
Yeah, they do. It's like
it doesn't make any. It's like, you know, I want to reason with these people and like help them understand, but like when they're literally on a completely different level and believing, like I don't know how you reason with that. I really don't.
It just makes me want to sit down one-on-one with this Jewish laser lady and say, so what happened to you when you were a young child? Did you get dropped on your head way too much?
Yeah.
Did someone smack you in the face a bunch of times? Did someone inject ink into your blood system?
Well, who
who
was the woman? I might have brought this up before, and I'm sorry if I did, but
it just makes me even more concrete in believing that our government is fueled and ran by a bunch of just a bunch of just see, I don't even know what to say to this. They're just
there was I can't remember who it is. There was someone, because if you think that's bad, like, and it is obviously, but there was someone who they're the, like, some advisor to Trump, and I can't remember what the person's name is, but
I think I know what you're talking about. I think
with her daughter, who like put a bunch of abusive stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Morgan something.
I think Lauren. Oh my god, I can't remember.
It was something like that.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I need to find what the person's name was, or else it's going to drive me insane. Hang on a minute. I have to find this.
Yeah, it was like the mom posted like really inappropriate pictures of her daughter.
It was something Conway. It was Kellyanne Conway. Maybe the woman's name is Lauren Conway.
Maybe. But I definitely do know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, so let me just pull this up real quick. What is her daughter's name? I have no idea. Claudia Conway. Okay. So, basically, for anyone that doesn't know about this stuff, like, you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene woman, yeah, she's dumb. And she's believing crazy shit. She also was the person who, like, as soon as she got in office, tried to impeach Joe Biden when he didn't even do anything yet. But, regardless, she has a daughter named Claudia Conway. Claudia has mainly on TikTok, filmed streamed a bunch of stuff of Kellyanne just being a complete bitch to her. Just yelling at her, screaming at her, hitting her, all these different things, all caught on film, all these different things. And then she did this thing where she took a picture of Claudia's, and Claudia's like, what, 16, 17, maybe 18?
I think so, yeah.
She's not 18. She's like 16 or 17,
Probably
maybe
17.
15. I think, yeah, she's around there. Regardless, she took her mother, Kellyanne, took a picture of her phone of a nude that she had, and put it on her. You know how Twitter has fleets now? It's like a Snapchat story, or a Instagram story.
Yeah.
She took a picture of her nude and put it on her fleets, put it on her story. So a bunch of people saw it, which is literally child porn.
Mom of the freaking year, y'all.
And it's like, what the fuck? So then there was this whole uproar about the entire situation. She took it down. She did all these different things, and Claudia made this video saying, "Hey, things are going to be okay between us. We fight like mothers and daughters, but we also love like mother and daughter," and all this different stuff that it seemed like Claudia was really up against a wall, kind of having to save face, where Kellyanne and her father were probably like, you can't be doing this. You can't be, which is, you can't be exposing us. you can't be exposing us for the horrible shit that we do. And you could think, like, well, why can't she call child services? Why can't she do this? Because her parents are, like, big in the government. I mean, there's not much she can do, unfortunately.
Government.
And you could also think, like, well, Biden's president now. Can't he just, like, remove people like these? It's not that simple. Presidents can't just go in and fire people that were, there's a whole process to different things. But my point is, it's really fucked up. And there are some really terrible people in the office now that are there because of the previous administration. So for anyone that thinks, like, because we have Biden now, everything's going to be better, we have a long way to go. And there's lasting damage that Trump has caused. I mean, again, we literally have, like, a bunch of people in this country, some that we even know personally, who are just living in a different reality. Not that everyone who was a Trump supporter per se, believed all the crazy conspiracies and stuff, but, like, fuck, it's, oh my god.
Yeah.
There was, at the end of World War II, when the Nazis lost, there was a very heavy campaign to basically get people who believed and trusted Hitler and all these different things to unbrainwash them. It was a very heavy political campaign. It was basically reverse propaganda. And I kind of think we need to do a similar thing with the Trump people. Because there are still people, even now, that think Trump won, and he's gonna come back, and he's like, what is this? What do you think he's gonna come back? Like, there are literally people that are, he's gonna come back and win and all. It's fucking crazy. And I will say too, like, the reason for the impeachment, because there are also people that are trying to say, like, well, he's already gone, we shouldn't have to worry about impeaching him now. The reason we want to impeach him is so he can't become president again. Now, it's unlikely he's going to be president again. I don't even think he could really run again with how old he's going to be in the next 4 years. But, fuck, if he tries, his cult's going to do whatever they can to get him elected. And fuck, it's scary, man.
Crazy, man. Absolutely insane.
It really is. It really is.
But then again, you only take one day at a time. One day at a time. Do that, man, you good, fam. You good.
Of course. 100%.
But, yeah. I don't know if you already know about this, but, so apparently Trump is trying to get permission to start his own social media. which I'm just like, why?
Oh,
What? Like,
do you really not know why?
no, I actually
It's
don't.
so people can... Because the people who would join that social media are the ones that think that Twitter and Facebook and all those others are out to get him and there's no space for conservatives anymore. If this happened, it would literally be a hub of conservative conspiracy theorists, and it would be like just extreme fucking nationalist, white supremacist, for lack of a better word, retards everywhere. Like, that's what the entire site would consist of. It would be like Parler or the Donald.win or any of these crazy fucking... Oh my god, it would be horrible. It would be absolutely horrible. Yeah, it shouldn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. And real quick, by the way, because there are people that want to say, like, oh, but freedom of speech and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, freedom of speech is fine. But that doesn't mean you can't get criticized for your freedom of speech. Freedom of speech goes both ways. So people want to say, well, they're saying this about me. Yeah, you mean they're using their freedom of speech against your freedom of speech? Yes, because they have freedom of speech too. It's fucking crazy. Like, people who shout this, oh, well, we need freedom of speech kind of thing, like, they don't really want others to actually have freedom of speech.
Yeah, they just want themselves
to
have freedom of speech.
It's an absolute mess. But, I have some good news as well. I don't know. Last time you talked about the Percy Jackson series, which, cool. But, I have some news. I mentioned it before because I didn't know much about it before. That a month ago, whatever, that Netflix had kind of shadow dropped a Sonic the Hedgehog series they're working on. So we actually officially have a ton of information about that and what the 30th year of Sonic is going to entail in general. So first of all,
interested.
This show on Netflix is going to be called Sonic Prime.
I actually did see that on Facebook.
It is going to be a 3D animated series. Okay. And the creator, the writer and everything behind it, is the guy that wrote the original Ben 10 and Generator Rex. Hey. So people were asking on Twitter, they were like, okay, so would this tone be more like old Ben 10 or new Ben 10? And he's like, think older Ben 10 or Generator Rex. And if it's like Generator Rex, that show got really dark sometimes, especially for a show that's like, quote, for kids or for people of all ages, right? For a Y7 show, as it would be called, at least in America. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to it. Right. Everything I hear about it just sounds better and better. I'm a little concerned that they seem to want to be going this route where there's like alternate dimensions and we might see different versions of Sonic and stuff. I'm a little bit hesitant as to how that's going to play out.
Have a Sonic cinematic universe.
Yeah. But people were also asking if Sonic would like join the Ben 10 universe or what that would be, and he was like, because they were like, will Sonic join Ben 10's universe? And he said, Sonic already has his own universe. We're going to be using and they said the next several years to be exploring that. So this show's supposed to be going for a while. They must have a pretty good deal with Netflix.
No.
So I'm pretty stoked for this. I loved the original Ben 10. I love the original Man of Action. That, I gotta find the guy. Let me find the guy.
So, quick note.
Yeah.
So Cliff, because you're all things Sonic.
No.
Of course. Would you consider Sonic to be an alien?
Okay, real quick, by the way. The guy's name is, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I apologize, Duncan Ronleau. Ronleau. And his thing even says on Twitter, his bio, partner in Man of Action artist, writer, EP, co-creator Ben 10, Big Hero 6, find my original art at, and he has his. So he's the main one working on the Sonic series. So that's all well and good. But what were you? Oh, so would Sonic be an alien? Okay.
Oh boy, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, he's sitting up in his seat and he's rubbing his hands. Here we go.
So here's the thing.
Oh boy.
In Japan, from the beginning, everything took place on planet Earth. But in America, they made everything take place on this planet called Mobius. So in the 90s, there was this series where the games would always reference Earth and all this different stuff, whereas when the American manuals and stuff were written, they would reference this planet Mobius.
Yeah, Mobius.
In Sonic X, in both the Japanese anime version of it and the 4Kids adaptation of it, which aired in 2003, there was actually an event where it showed them on their initial planet, and they never named their initial planet, but they do show them on their planet. Mm-hmm. And there's this big event where basically Eggman has this machine that he's going to use Chaos Control. He's going to use the Chaos Emerald for something. And Sonic stops him, and he ends up breaking the whole thing in the process. And a big explosion of Chaos Control happens and transports them all to Earth. So now that's a whole nother like series that's not technically like canon to the main games or anything. But in that version, yes, they are aliens per se. But none of that's technically canon. So it's really kind of a toss-up as to... Now, in the Archie comics, which are no longer running, but in the Archie comics, they were also aliens, and then they went to Earth, and then there are also versions... and then there are theories as well, where it's like the Sonic characters just like exist in a time where animals have evolved way past what we are now. And that's an interesting theory as well. But to answer your question, yes and no. There are stories where yes, they are aliens, and there are stories where they are not aliens.
Well,
so I typically go with... I like the idea that they are aliens, personally, but I also like the idea that they were evolved in some way. Or I like the idea that, basically, that Sonic and the gang were created similar to how Cortex created Crash Bandicoot. I like the idea that, because Eggman's whole thing is he takes animals and puts them in robots. I like the idea that he took some of these characters, being Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, all these guys, right? Tried working with them and ended up turning them into what we have now. Mm-hmm. And they turned against him because, fuck, why would they work with him? Because they hated him. Something like that, right? But the canon of Sonic in general is kind of all over the place, which is partly why, and this is one of the big things that Prime is going to serve as, I think, and what we're looking at in general this year is getting a proper reboot for the Sonic franchise. Now, of course, as you know, in the movie that that debuted last year, Sonic was an alien in that as well. Or if he's not an alien per se, like we typically think of an alien from another planet, he was at least from another type of dimension. And of course in the movie, he was using rings to go to different dimensions, which of course isn't what rings are used for at all in the games or anything. But it's an interesting concept, you know? These cool, are all very interesting ideas.
And so when in some comment that you made a little bit ago, saying like, would Sonic be a part of the Ben 10 universe, blah blah blah. And that got me.
I figured that's what you were.
So and that got me saying, would you consider Sonic to be an alien? Not an exact version of Sonic, but So Ben 10 fanatic.
I already know what you're thinking.
Can his Omnitrix can scan the DNA of aliens, and he can become them a black and green looking Sonic of Ben 10. That'd be pretty dope.
Well, I mean, the closest... We kind of already have, like, two aspects of Sonic in two of Ben 10's. We have Accelerate and Cannonball. But... Is it Cannonball or Cannonbolt?
Cannonbolt.
Cannonbolt, my apologies.
Get it right, man! I'm joking.
But the...
And then some people say... XLR8.
Well, I mean that it is XLR8, but you would say it Accelerate, like cause that's what XLR8 is. Right. But anyway, Fuck.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm imagining also like imagine if he like took like Shadow's powers.
Oh.
He'd literally have the powers of the ultimate life form, and like, holy shit.
But like, imagine not like Sonic as he is now, but imagine a different variation, a black and green Sonic.
I'm sure there's
looking.
fan art of that out there.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be extremely
I'm sure
dope.
there is. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of because like, you know, Sonic and Ben 10 are also characters that are like similar in attitude and character and all these. And it'd be funny if you had Yuri Lowenthal playing Sonic. It's not going to be Ben Schwartz. That has been confirmed. That we're not going to have Ben Schwartz as the new voice of Sonic. But none of the old voice actors are playing. So
Ben Schwartz
he played Sonic in the live action movie.
So wait, so he's not going to be the voice?
Well, for the movies.
Oh,
but
okay, good. I was
not,
like, that was a good voice.
But not for Sonic Prime.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Not for Sonic Prime, not for the games. See, the thing is, Roger Craig Smith and the entire cast that were voicing Sonic from 2010 to now 2020 or 2020, their contract officially ended. They are no longer voicing the characters. And here's the thing: I have nothing wrong with the voice actors. I wish them all the best of luck. But the writers that were writing for the Sonic franchise from 2010 to 2020, fucking abysmal. Just they were the worst.
Jeez.
They were the writers of. Did you ever see Happy Tree Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were those guys. The guys that wrote Happy Tree Friends were writing Sonic the Hedgehog. They didn't know anything about the character. They didn't know anything about the tone of... Yeah, they didn't know... And they made it all... They dumbed it all down to make it the most, like, meta, child-friendly, stupid bullshit.
I hate... That cringes me.
It was so cringy.
I'm just like...
Everything. Like, there were these stupid jokes where Sonic would constantly call Eggman. He'd be like... He'd be like... He'd call him like baldy nose hair and different things like that. And there were these jokes that ran on for too long, and there was just all this stupid. Nothing was ever taken seriously. There was never like, you know, oh my god. I mean, like, fuck, man. Like, I have been missing like no, I don't want like a super serious, like, you know, there can be some levity. I don't want like a super serious, like, you know, story of Sonic, but like the tone of Ben 10 or something like that really fits for Sonic.
It had some dark in it. It had some humor in it.
My favorite line from Sonic is when it's from Sonic and the Black Knight, which is a game from 2009. He's getting beaten to death, and he knows he could die, and he tells his
sword.
You know this bit. You know my favorite. I told you this. Yes, I told you. Yeah. I don't think I've talked about it on. I haven't talked about it on the podcast, have I?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's from Sonic and the Black Knight, where he goes to the world of King Arthur, and he meets the Knights of the Round Table, which are Sonicified. All the characters take up different roles of. You know, you've seen this kind of thing done before. They do it in cartoons and stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. So Sonic is fighting this female version of Merlin, which is this character named Merlina, and she's basically evil. She's not really evil. She just wants the world to go on forever. She doesn't want anything to die, and to do that, she wants to like tap into the darkness of the underworld to make everyone just be undead, so they never have to actually die. And as he's getting beaten within an inch of his life, he is told by these guys, you know, this is nothing to do with chivalry. Get out while you can. Like, you know, this isn't about your honor.
You will die. Get out.
And Sonic had told people like one of the knights played by Knuckles, it was Gawain, when he was about to kill himself. That's another thing. A character almost killed himself in this game because he lost a battle with Sonic. He was going to kill himself. He was like, you know, only death can save my honor. Yeah. He was going to kill himself, and he's like, you know, enough with this. Like, calm down, you know, like, you know. And so talk about chivalry and all these different things. And so Sonic delivers my favorite line, and it's funny that it comes from like a spin-off. It's not from a mainline game, but my favorite line from Sonic, and this encapsulates what a hero is to me, where he says, It was never about chivalry for me. I just gotta do what I gotta do. That's all. And he's dying in this. And yes, I enjoy doing the Sonic voice. I love doing that voice. I would, by the way, I would love to like actually do that voice, like for real.
Directors of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we got potential.
I've always wanted to do his voice. I just have. But anyway, but no, he says that like just, I love it. I love it so much because he's basically saying, look, I don't care if I die. I don't care if this isn't about any code. This isn't any bullshit like that. This is just, I'm going to do what the right thing to do is. If it kills me, I'm going to do it. In fact, he even starts the game by saying, when they're saying, basically if you kill King Arthur, who he thinks is the bad guy at the beginning, you're going to be the villain of this story. No one's going to understand your perspective. And he says, guess I can't be the hero every time. Like,
yeah, I guess you can't.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck. I don't care how people see me, how it's going to go. I'm going to do the right thing. Fuck me if that's not, like, the greatest, like...
The essence of
a superhero. I mean, like, Spider-Man has that with his whole, like, even if Peter Parker has to suffer for the things Spider-Man does, like, I'm going to do the right thing, because who else is going to? I don't know if he has any quotes for it, but I know Ben 10 does. He has, different things like...
It's hero time!
It's not what I know.
No.
No, but I know like he has his, I remember the big speech in the original Ben 10 series where Grandpa Max tells him, it's not how many times you use the watch, it's how you use it. But just, I don't know, man, like, to me, I don't know, like, there's an amount of, a big part of being a hero, obviously, is, like, the selflessness and having the heart to just do the right thing no matter what. And I think Sonic just has that in spades. Spider-Man has it. Most heroes of any kind do.
Oh, yeah.
And Sonic is very much like a shonen anime type of character, right? Like Goku, like Naruto, like
my boy has
Deku.
it.
Yep,
Deku,
like Deku.
yeah.
Exactly, 100% like these characters. And for the longest time, that's the direction they were taking this series in. But from 2010 and on, they were like, nope, we're just going to tell stupid Saturday morning cartoon type of stories. And it's just like, fuck off, guys. Yeah. No character depth. Shadow became a stupid edgelord. Tails can't do shit for himself. Knuckles is a dumbass. Amy's just a whiny fangirl. No one has any fucking depth. Sonic's a stupid, just asshole who
this is
makes fun of everybody.
To its max.
Dude, I can't fucking stand the fact that Warren Graff and Ken Pontac are gone. I am so happy for. I honestly wish that the Roger Craig Smith and that cast of Sonic characters could have had better material to work with. But I don't really care. Like if they had to go for Ken Pontac and Warren Graff to go, fuck it. I'm just glad they're gone. I do not like them at all. I don't. Not at all.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, man. That's a very profound statement. And that could be.
And to come from a blue 3-foot hedgehog.
Hey, an animated, cartoon hedgehog.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I mean, hey, you know, it's good.
Well, that's the really interesting. That's the thing is like. So there's a lot of talk, because this year is the 30th year of Sonic the Hedgehog. So there's a lot of talk of, like, what they're going to do this year, and that, there's talk of things like Sonic Adventure 3, which fans have been wanting for years. There's all these different things. Right now it's just rumors for everything, right? Nothing's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
But Sonic is, and has been for a good while, in a very weird spot, because Sega has done so many different things with Sonic and had so many different variations on the character that Sonic means something different to so many different people that it's kind of really hard to please everybody. So there are people that think he's this goofy, no-depth character. And there are people that think he's this shonen hero, like I do, and a bunch of people who grew up with the adventure games and stuff do. There are people that don't really care one way or the other, and that's perfectly fine. But, just in general, you know, it's really, it's like, I'm not sure exactly why it happened or how, but the franchise, the characters of the Sonic characters got to a point where they really had a lot of character depth, and people cared a lot about not just the characters themselves, but the stories and what was happening with these characters. And, you know, like, the fan base is just incredible. And I will say, and I've said this before, but if it weren't for us, if it weren't for the fan base, he would have been dead a long time ago. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that's true for anything, right? If it's not for the fan base, they're not going to stay. But I mean, like...
It's like the lifeline of the character.
Oh,
not
always.
Just the lifeline, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the fan base for Sonic is so cool, and that's one of the things that makes it so... Like, you know, there are some parts of the Sonic fan base that are... You know, you got the furries, and you got the creepy people, and you got the fucking... and you got the really angry people that get mad over every little thing. But then you have the people that are just, like, really, like, good-hearted people that care a fuck ton about this franchise, and people make amazing fan games, and people make their own, like, what-if storylines, and all the, like, fan fiction, and all this, like, fucking amazing shit.
I've actually seen some really, like, professional and done by, like, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds fan art.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah, the fan art's fucking amazing.
Just all the color, just amazing.
The fan art specifically has been such a big thing that the Japanese website called Sonic Channel, actually since like 2003 or so, maybe 2005, has been promoting different fan art from around the world every month. It's almost like a calendar. Every month there's a new, like, set of fan arts that have been released, and that's the official Sonic, the Japanese Sonic channel. And then in Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, there were sections in the game where you could actually see fan art from people that, like, submitted it for the game, that were like, hey, you know, and they do. That's like the people shit on Sega and Sonic Team, but they are so good to their fans. They are so good. Like, everything is, like, this is all an IP that is, like, copywritten by them and everything. If they wanted to, they could in an instant shut all of us down. But they don't, because they understand our love for the character. Disney, take notes. And Nintendo, you do the same.
Shout out to Disney.
Oh my god. If Nintendo and Disney were the way that Sega are, not with their quality, but with the way they understand and let fans use their products, they would be so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are so creative.
Y'all would be unstoppable.
And people just want to... Like, these are fans that just want to do really cool things with Disney characters or with Nintendo characters and whatever it may be. And most of the times they put this stuff out for free to the public. Yeah. And Nintendo or Disney are like, nah, fuck you. This is our product. We own it.
For example, one time I was scrolling through Twitter, and I came across this, like, fan page for Marvel.
Yeah. For who? Marvel?
No, Marvel.
Oh, yeah, Marvel. Mm-hmm.
And, like the Avengers, not just the core 6 Avengers, but, like, all the other ones, like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Falcon, all these people, what they would look like in, like, medieval times.
Oh, yeah. I've seen things like that.
They're sick as hell. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, spectacular. Like y'all, like, make a medieval superhero like this, man. Like, come on, let's go. But yeah, no, I've seen some pretty good, if not excellent.
Actually, there are medieval superhero
fan art
things like that. There's a medieval Spider-Man, for example.
Yeah, it's I forgot what he's called.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what I'm talking about.
Or like the Spider Knight or something.
No, let me find. It was in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. That's how I found out about it.
I found out through the TV show that you don't like.
Yes. Okay, so speaking about that, I'm a little worried, but also a little intrigued. You know how in that one he was always meeting different versions of Spider-Man? I'm wondering if that's what Sonic Prime is going to be like. Because they're saying he's got this big universe and he's going to meet basically different dimensions, different versions of himself. Personally, I just want to see Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Blaze, Silver, all the characters that should like have been created and appreciated throughout the series. I just want to see them.
Yeah.
Right? So but I'm going to find out what that is real quick.
But yeah, man, so yeah, man, you know, and speaking about amazingness, there's this thing I saw on Facebook where a lot, and Pokemon is among one of the most famous franchises of all time. Like, it's Pokemon, or Pokemon, however you pronounce it. How do you pronounce it, by the way?
Pokemon.
You say Pokemon?
Pokemon, doesn't make a difference.
Oh, well, you say that now. When you meet an actual, real, vivid fan, he or she will tell you.
Okay, real quick. So it was called Spider-Man 1602. It was actually released in 2009, but it took place in 1602. I think it took place in like feudal Japan or something, if I remember correctly.
What was the spider character's name? It had some sort of
The Spider.
Oh,
just he didn't go by Spider-Man. He just went by the Spider. Yeah, like the comic series was called Spider-Man 1602. But there's a panel here where he says, "Call me the Spider." Yeah, it was written by Jeff Parker. What do you know? And illustrated by Raymond Rosanis. I'm not entirely. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah. So Nintendo has a ton of money.
Oh yeah,
they're so rich. Like it's beyond your.
They're the richest company in Japan.
Yeah, they are, and there's a lot of shade going into this one article, and it's like this year, like the next mainline Pokemon game should be. Like the graphics and all that kind of stuff should be the greatest of all time. Like it should top.
Well, I would say the greatest yet.
Like just the greatest of all time.
See, and let me just real quick. I want to say I never like when people say like this is the best whatever of all time, because all time hasn't finished yet, right? So like if this is the greatest of all time, what you're saying is, well, this is the best yet. It's also the best it's ever going to get. Don't you want it to get better? No. So I would I would say something like that. Oh, this would be the best one yet. I would hope it's not the best of all time. I'd want it to be. I'd want it to get better from there. But yeah, I get what you mean. The best yet. So go on.
Yeah, no, and oh man, I'm trying to scroll through Facebook now and try to find the picture. But the it was sexy. It was sexy. Like
Misty was in it, I take it.
No, it was actually red, with an Eevee. Looking out.
Wait, so is this like another remake or something?
No, it was just the original red, blue, yellow.
Well, this is a fan-made thing you were looking at, though, right?
No, like this is like fans want this to happen.
Right, like, but that was like a fan 3D render. That wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's probably gone now. But
well, I can tell you as a Sonic fan, we've had many 3D renders of Sonic Adventure 3 and a whole bunch of other shit. So.
But like, oh man, it was gorgeous, and I even went into the comments and I commented myself. I'm like, yes, they have a ton of freaking money, to do above anything to make the graphics almost realistic.
Well, Nintendo is very strange, especially when it comes to graphics, because they literally so like. Pretty much since, you know what? I would say since the late 90s, they've been kind of behind the times. With the Nintendo 64, they didn't want to switch to CDs. They thought cartridges would still be the way to go, where PlayStation was switching to CDs, and then the Sega Saturn as well was, even though the Sega Saturn bombed, and then the Dreamcast with the PS2 and the GameCube, and they didn't want to use a regular CD. They wanted to use they didn't want to use DVDs. They wanted to use, I can't even remember what those CDs are called, but if you've ever seen a GameCube CD, it's like a third the size of a.
Bro, I still have the GameCube.
I didn't know you had a GameCube, so okay, that's why. It was like a third of the size of a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox.
Yeah, it was small. It was like it was like that big.
Yeah. And then in like 2006, while Sony and Microsoft were going to HD with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Nintendo stuck with SD, going to the Wii. They finally got proper sized discs, but they stuck with standard definition as opposed to high definition. And then you had them go to the Wii U, where they finally went to high definition, HD. But then the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which is still a stupid name, went to 1080p, and now the PS5 and then you have the Switch, but now you have the PS5 and the Xbox One X coming out. No, they're already out. Wait, sorry, Xbox One X. Yeah, are they both out? Is the Xbox One X out too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the Xbox One X and PS5 where they're at 4K, and whatever the next or the Switch is at like 1080. It's like they're always behind, especially with graphics, and I don't know why, but they've been doing this for so long. I don't get it.
They can make it. They can make the graphics so beautiful.
And if I messed any of that up, by the way,
gosh,
people that know better, I'm sorry, but like that's what I know off the top of my head as far as Nintendo and their history with graphics. It's fucking weird.
Like, man, I cannot stress it enough. Nintendo can make their Pokemon games so beautiful.
Nintendo could do a lot.
They could
in general, but they
have the money to do.
They don't do. I know,
but they just.
What would be really cool is to see, like in the Detective Pikachu movie, to see that style in a game, right? See that like, because I mean those were 3D models.
Oh yeah,
like
it's like what they would actually look like.
Yeah. If you had like a realistic like Pokemon game, I don't even like Pokemon, and I'm saying this for Pokemon fans, but like a realistic Zelda. Now I know saying realistic Zelda, some people might feel a little weird, feel some kind of way about that because you had a more realistic Zelda with Twilight Princess, and some people weren't that.
That was a dope game. Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
It was So there's this thing called the Zelda Cycle, where basically people aren't that fond of the new game, and then when the next game comes out, they start looking more fondly on the older game. So like they weren't. Twilight Princess got a bit of backlash. I don't think initially, but it got a bit of backlash for, I guess, the tone. I'm not sure what it was that people didn't. No, well, actually, because like Wind Waker came out after Ocarina of Time, and people didn't like the art style because it looked too cartoony and different things.
Wind Waker was
Wind Waker was dope too. So people got backlash for that, and then Twilight Princess came out, and Twilight Princess got backlash, and people started looking at Wind Waker more fondly.
Yep.
Then Skyward Sword came out, and people started looking at Twilight Princess more fondly. Yeah, Skyward Sword wasn't that good of a game. It's okay. You can say it wasn't.
No, it actually was kind of a good game.
Yeah,
but
it was okay.
But
then so on and so and so this cycle continued. I would say the one that probably broke the cycle was Breath of the Wild, because almost instantly everyone loved that game.
So actually I saw this not a long time ago, but like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
That they want
to do another Breath of the Wild.
No, because
they
they are in the process of doing that. But imagine a Pokemon game, a Pokemon game.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
Not in the style, but. You know how Breath of the Wild was a complete open world?
Right, with similar mechanics to Breath of the Wild.
The exact mechanics, not a little bit the same.
So like having to feed yourself and stuff too?
Yeah, like actually camp with your Pokemon, feed them, feed you. Like, you know how Breath of the Wild is super open world?
Yeah. I get it.
That open worldness, but completely Pokemon. Like, you physically have to get food for you and your Pokemon.
You know, that'd be cool too, because instead of having random encounters, you could actually see like what was near you. That'd be dope. I always hated random encounters. Look so fucking stupid to me.
And when I saw that post, I loved it.
Yeah,
I was like,
sure.
Please.
Yeah,
like that would be amazing.
I think you have a similar like affinity to Pokemon as I do Sonic.
Oh,
I don't know if it hits you as much as on like an emotional and like inspirational level as Sonic does for me, though.
I will tell you, I have not cried. Well,
okay.
Cried, not like bawling tears.
Yeah.
But I've like kind of snuffled and tears going down my face.
Yeah.
Yo, like Pokemon, man.
Okay.
Like they have some scenes. Like the first one, for all you Pokemon fans out there, you know exactly which episode I'm talking about.
We're talking about the show now. Okay.
Bye Bye Butterfree.
Okay.
So little background. Ash caught his very first Pokemon, which was a Caterpie, and then it was like I think like 10 episodes long or something. His Caterpie evolved into a Metapod, and then his Metapod evolved into a Butterfree, and he fought Brock with Butterfree. Butterfree fought Misty. He fought like half of the gym leaders with Butterfree, and then in this one episode, there's this Butterfree like migrate season where like the Butterfrees mate and all that, and they make families and they fly off on their own and all that kind of stuff. And during that time, it was like a little contest between all the Butterfrees, and Ash was like, "Well, fuck, I want to bring my Butterfree out." And he brings out his Butterfree and he encourages his Butterfree like, "Hey man, go see if you can find your mate." And Butterfree goes around and tries to impress the lady Butterfrees, but they turn him down. And he's sad, like Butterfree's like, "Aww." And Ash is like, "Oh my, this is terrible. No, what do you?" And then he finally goes to this pink Butterfree.
Okay.
And he tries to sway her.
Puts the move.
But she's like, she's like,
this is amazing.
Well, like you're a loser. Get out of here. And he's sad. But then Team Rocket shows up, and then they steal all the Butterfree. And Ash basically fights Team Rocket with his Butterfree, and Butterfree's future wife is caught. That pink Butterfree, she's caught by Team Rocket, and so Butterfree's trying his hardest. He is trying to bite. He's trying to make this capsule thing that's encaging all of them. He's trying to break it open. He's banging into it. He's doing all of his attacks. He's like, basically, like, I'm gonna save my girl, even though she's not my girl. I'm gonna save her.
Yeah.
And he finally does a strong headbutt, breaks the capsule. All the Butterfree, escape. They're loose, and then Team Rocket goes blasting off again.
He doesn't make it, does he?
No, he does.
Oh, okay.
He impresses her to where she accepts him. They do a little dance together.
Yeah.
Oh man, just think about this. Jeez, man. It's sad. Like, bro, we watch something. No, but yeah, and so they're doing their dance and they always love each other. And Ash,
make a little love. Get down tonight.
Later on. No, just kidding. And then Ash realizes that Butterfree would be way better off with
of course
his girlfriend.
Well, that's nice. Than
traveling with him. And so at the end, Butterfree and his girlfriend are on a ledge of a cliff. And Ash goes and he's like, "Hey, I know you like this Butterfree. I think you should go with her instead of me." Oh, bro. It's sad. It really is.
Can the Butterfree understand him?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Butterfree's nodding. So okay, so there's this little myth floating around Pokemon that the Pokemon Ash encounters, like they can only Ash can communicate with Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's this little myth that only he can understand and communicate with Pokemon. Other people can't. You know how he's eternally 11 in the first episode?
Yeah.
He saw that hole, and he's been 11 years old for like 30 plus years. He never ages. It's like that, you know. He only can talk and understand Pokemon. That's why him and Pikachu always have a bro thing going on. And so he's like, Butterfree, you should go with your girlfriend. And Butterfree's crying. Butterfree's crying.
I'm looking at the
at
like images from the episode.
And finally he turns to the girl Butterfree.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, take care of my Butterfree, okay? Take care of her, okay? Or take care of him, okay?" And they fly off, and Ash is bawling his eyes out.
Oh.
And finally he's like, bye, you've been amazing, visit sometime. And then Pikachu's also crying.
Oh, Pikachu's with him too? I thought it was
bro, like now I'm feeling it in my chest. I am, bro. I cried at that scene. I'm like, like, not only is Pokemon, it's friendship.
I get it.
Oh man.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can think of something that reminds me of actually with Sonic. It's not the same thing, but it also has someone flying away. So, okay, here's what that reminds me of. In Sonic Adventure, there is this robot that Eggman creates called E102 Gamma. And he goes through this whole adventure where he wants to impress Eggman. He does all this different shit for him. And it turns out that he finds out that basically the robots that failed him, he basically sends to the scrap heap. And so he finds out that Eggman is doing this and turns on him. So he goes after the remaining robots and goes and destroys each of them. But the reason he does this...
To impress.
No. Because he realizes that he and all of the others have an animal trapped inside of them. So he goes to destroy the robots, freeing the animal. So every time you destroy a robot, you destroy an animal. So, or you save the animal, I'm sorry. The animal...
This is dark, man.
No. And in the beginning, you fought his big brother, basically, Beta. And Beta beat him, but then later Beta was taken not to the scrap heap, but he was taken to an area where he was improved upon, and so you go in this scene and you see him like being taken apart, kind of like that chick in not Guardians of the Galaxy, that blue girl in Avengers Age of Ultron or whatever it was. Not Age of Ultron. Endgame, yeah. That woman that was
she
like
gets taken apart.
You know, that kind of. You see that kind of thing happening to E101 Beta, and you see all these different things, and you go. And anyway, he goes to this thing where he has to capture Amy, and one of the birds. She has this bird called a Flicky with her, and he decides to basically spare her and the bird, and he lets her go. And she then actually convinces Sonic not to destroy him because he's her friend, and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so he goes on this adventure, like I said, where he finally decides, okay, I'm going to take out and free my family, free these other animals. So it gets to the point where eventually he goes back to the egg carrier where he was made and everything, where Beta is, to free everybody. Yeah. And he's like about to leave, and this other Beta comes in with his full improvements and everything, and he's the final boss of Gamma's story. You have to then destroy him. Once you do, a pink Flicky, similar to Amy's blue Flicky, appears. So, what you do then, after all the robots are destroyed, after all these robots are done, is Gamma self-destructs so that his Flicky, his bird, is freed, and you find out that and he's a white bird, which was the father of the blue bird, who the pink bird, which was in Beta, is the mother of the flicky Amy had. So you have this, and when you have the
That's
whole,
intricate.
yeah, when you have the whole thing going on, it's a very emotional scene, and this is one of the reasons I and many people hope that Sonic Adventure does get remade, because I would love to see that story told properly with proper direction and animation and stuff, modern now, as opposed to what they were limited to back then. But yeah, and so it ends with them all just flying away, and then it has a little screen, like a family portrait, basically, of all three of them, and it's a really beautiful scene. And yeah, it's probably the most emotional of any of the characters in that game and their little stories. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
like when you think Pokemon, you think battling and training, but and especially in the animated show or in the anime, it is battling and it's all that kind of stuff. But it's friendship. It's you want what's best for one of your good friends. And they leave. Man, it's
I get it.
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ash is crying, he's bawling, Pikachu's bawling, and to put it on point, they put this, I forgot what it's like, what the melody is called, but it's like something in the rain, like crying in the rain.
Sure.
That is, oh man, that's heavy right there. Like that melody, oh man, bro. After this, you need to see the ending.
It's not going to have the same,
oh my gosh.
Thing to me, though, unfortunately. I mean, the way you explained it, that all sounded really, really good. But I feel like just seeing that episode wouldn't really do that much for me.
There's plenty of other episodes in the seasons that deal with that kind of stuff, but...
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, that was season 1, episode 20, by the way.
Yeah, that was when I watched that, man, I was like, oh my god.
I can't find what that song is called.
Bye Bye Butterfree. Man. And then the next episode is all fun and dandy.
Yeah.
Happy.
Well, that happens. That happens all the time.
But and they love doing flashbacks.
And they love doing flashbacks. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, same with this Charizard, man. Because Charizard wasn't, he evolved way too early into a Charizard, so he didn't have any respect for Ash. He's you're a weak person, you're a weak trainer. I don't gotta listen to you. You'd always.
Seems like these Pokemon have a lot more personality than I thought.
Oh yeah, no, their personality was really great, and then Ash comes across this. It's called Charizard Valley. Where there's this trainer trains all these Charizards, males and females, to be basically ultimate Charizards.
Interesting.
To be the best Charizard that they are.
The very best, like no one ever was.
Yes, and catch them is my real test.
Train them is your cause.
Exactly. And so Ash is like, all right, can you train my Charizard? And Charizard he's like, well, you're weak, but I still want to travel with you.
Yeah.
And so Ash is like, no. Go. Wow. I'll see you whenever you get trained up a lot better. Because, even Ash knew that, I'm a weak trainer. I need to get better. So he's like, you go train with better people so you can get stronger. And I'll go keep training myself with my friends and I'll get better. And it's like, go. And he's running away crying and all that kind of stuff. And the same with Pikachu. Pikachu and all of them, they met a whole horde of Pikachu in a forest. And Pikachu, has never been with his kind before, so he was having fun, and Ash thought, since he was having too fun, that he'd be a lot better off with Pikachu than with him. He runs away.
I'm noticing a common theme here.
Oh yeah,
it's
a very common.
Sounds like it's kind of gets played out after a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's because I've heard about this as a criticism with Ash, is that he doesn't really grow, he's kind of just always stagnant. Especially because he never really gets any medals or anything. He doesn't do any of the things that
my boy won the Alola ship.
Supposed to. What the fuck is that?
Sorry that you're not a Pokemon fan. But okay, so one of the seasons is based off in Hawaii.
It sounds like Hawaii, but
so it's the Alola Pokemon League. You know, he's gone however many seasons in like the top 20, in the top 18, top 10, top 8, top 5.
Number 10.
And so
top 10
in this Alola Pokemon League, he wins after like 20 years of losing and losing and losing. He finally wins.
Hooray!
But you wouldn't understand all this.
You're right.
Now the season where he's
I'm sure the Pokemon fans right now are like, yeah, you tell him, Jordan. How do you not know this shit? But then the Sonic fans are that same way with you.
And y'all can advocate for this. The season where Ash matured and was a badass trainer was Pokemon X and Y.
Wait, that was a game.
Also a series.
Gee, oh my god, okay.
Trust me, you would have to look into it. But
is it like Yu-Gi-Oh where it has a bunch of different like types of shows? Well, because there's like Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, there's here you go. So there's Pokemon, the Indigo League, which is the original Pokemon.
This is gonna be a long episode, yeah, by the way.
Then there's Pokemon Gold and Silver. And all these are shows, you know, all the series. The Indigo League, Gold and Silver.
Did these shows only last like 2 seasons?
No, I think there's like 30 seasons of Pokemon.
No. I mean like Gold and Silver. Wait, are these different shows or are these different arcs?
They're different seasons.
Oh, seasons. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Seasons.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I thought they were entirely different shows. I was like, that doesn't make any...
No, they're definitely different seasons.
Yeah. Go
on. But and it's cool because each region is based off a region in the actual world.
I'm aware of that. Yeah, like Sword and Shield is England.
Yeah, and then
what's America? Was there an America one yet?
America.
I know the games are based off at least.
I don't think there's a game that involved America or.
Yeah. All right, go on.
But yeah, for you Pokemon fans, y'all know this. Pokemon X and Y, the series, was where he finally became a badass and a mature trainer. And I'll tell you what. What do you think wins in a fight? Water or fire?
Water?
In that Pokemon League, it's called the Kalos League. Ash went up against a trainer named Alon. Alon had a Mega Charizard. Fire.
Did you say Mega or Nega with an N?
Mega.
Like a...
Mega.
So like a big...
It's like Mega Evolution.
Oh, Mega Evolution. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I know about those. Go on.
So a Mega Charizard. Fire, right? His Ash Greninja. Water. Greninja lost. Fire won. I watched like
intently
30 minutes of like reactions, like live reactions of when people were flipping shit. People were going berserk. Well, I should specify Pokemon fans were going apeshit. It was crazy. I wasn't going crazy. I mean, I was like, what? Like, how could fire beat water? What is this?
Have you heard of... I just saw that... I looked up because I wanted to see what Pokemon... Like, when Pokemon started. I couldn't remember if it started in 96 or 97. It was 96. Have you heard of Pocket Monsters, the movie? It's like a... Oh, there's also I Choose You, the movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Pokemon, the movie.
Bro, I watched all the movies.
No, but there's Pocket Monsters, the movie Coco.
That is a new one. It's coming out sometime this year or next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bro, I've watched all the seasons of Pokemon. I've watched every movie.
Don't step to me about Pokemon.
Don't talk to me about Pokemon. No.
Don't talk to me about Pokemon unless you've... I don't know. Fucking.
But all the people who know this, they know. The season where Ash matured, he was still 11, mind you. but matured in battling.
He's just perpetually 11.
He is.
For all these years.
He is. For like 30-something years, he's been 11 years old.
Sure. 25.
Sorry, 25.
Yeah.
And he was a badass.
Do you... Okay. God, I feel like we're going to go so far over time, but I just want to ask this real quick. Do you know if... what do I call it? So in the game, it was red.
Yes.
But then in the show, it was Ash.
Yes.
Do you know if like Ash was originally supposed to be red, or how the idea of Ash came about? Do you know any of that, or does it matter, or I don't know?
I don't. I think Ash was a completely different character. But they did show Red.
He was, but that's... Mm-hmm.
Red was actually in the Pokemon movie universe.
Oh, he was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an old man with a big bushy beard.
Oh, so Ash is like way after the game?
So actually a lot... And this is another thing going around. Another like myth thing.
That's just a theory. A Pokemon theory.
Basically a theory. Yeah. That Red is the father of Ash. Don't know why.
I mean, I would probably see more like grandfather, but whatever.
Well, that's Professor Oak.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Do you not see Ash's father? Is that why they have that theory?
See, in this
Did he die or something?
In this new Coco movie,
the
new movie,
yeah.
They're going to supposedly introduce his father.
Are they
finally?
Actually?
Yes.
Okay, that Coco, it looks like a native of some like tribe or something they come across.
Well, he was a little baby, and it was basically like a Tarzan type deal. He was a baby. He got found by a jungle monkey Pokemon, Zarude. Zarude trained him.
That's a Pokemon. That's not a... Okay, that makes sense.
So Coco is the human.
Oh, okay, okay, sure.
But he was raised by a Pokemon called Zarude. He's a grass monkey, basically.
It looks like Ash's design changes ever so slightly.
He does.
Because, like, he's got a black shirt, then he's got a blue shirt, or a green shirt, I'm sorry. Then
you're looking at all, like, the side panels of him?
No, I'm looking at stills from the different movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, there's one... It looks like his newest thing is he has, like, a black shirt with a Pokeball on it. Doesn't he have a white shirt? Oh, he has a... In this movie, Pokemon The Power of Us, he's got, like, a white jacket with a black shirt... White jacket, with like white at the base, blue at the collar. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah, no, his style varies over different.
I mean, it makes sense. Different artists will draw him differently. That's fair.
But I'm pretty excited because finally get to know who Ash's dad is, and he will make an appearance in the movie, a physical appearance. So
I have another question. Why doesn't Brock open his eyes?
They're like that.
Is there ever an explanation for that?
No, those are just his eyes.
Just the way he's...
See, at first I thought
that was just a dumb joke anyway. I know it's his design, but...
Bro, Brock is a stud. Okay?
He's not... Okay, I want to make sure...
No, if anything, he's a fantastic cook, okay?
I want to make sure about this real quick. I guess it wouldn't... I mean, they are Japanese, so I guess it wouldn't make sense if they were... He's not, like, supposed to be a Japanese stereotype, is he? With, like, the really squinty eye. Okay, good. I'm just making sure, because that would...
No, it's
that'd be kind of racist. But then again, it's Japan, again, like, with their own thing, so I guess they can do whatever. Anyway, I'm getting pretty tired, so you might be able to tell by my voice, and we've been going for, like, an hour and a half here, which is the longest we've ever gone.
Oh, shoot. I also went to talking.
You what?
I also went to talking. I didn't even realize...
No, you're fine. You're fine, bro. You're fine.
No,
but I think this is a good place to leave it for the day.
Yes.
I think we've covered enough. We definitely have enough to give some content to the folks.
To the peoples.
To the peoples. Yeah, I think this is a good place to leave it. Thank you all for tuning in for another riveting episode. I hope you learned a lot about Pokemon. I learned probably more in that than I've ever learned about Pokemon before. And hey, maybe you learn more about Sonic. Maybe you learn more about... We talked about politics for a little bit. We had our little serious conversation. Hopefully,
New York,
Trump does get impeached. Hopefully, fucking MGT. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Or MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Can we not focus on anything that's politics? Like, That's like
I tried.
Well,
but more shit came up.
Like, like the world in general. Can we not just focus?
Well, I mean, that's not ever going to happen, but... And we talked Super Bowl, we talked about...
What we're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Goddamn, so fucking delirious. Anyway,
we're
going to go ahead and... What?
It's really hot in here.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. Anyway, I'll turn the air on after we're done with this. Anyway, that's all for us. Are there any last words from you, Jordan?
Wear a mask, be safe, love y'all, deuce.
Take care of each other out there, guys. Peace and love.
Swag.